welcome to Fashion Business Club.
Both your parents and your brother and your sister worked for magazines, either all the way through their careers or at some point. So was it predestiny? Is Vogue in your blood?
Actually, it was the last thing in the world I wanted to do. I saw what their life was like. I thought it was a lot of work for very little money, and I was determined not to do the same things.
Hi, my name is Imran Ahmed. I edit a website called The Business of Fashion. And one of the topics that's been raging quite a debate on the website in our readership is about the future of fashion magazines, especially given the changes in technology and the rapid decreases we've seen in advertising revenue. I wondered whether you could comment on what you see as the future of fashion magazines.
I think there's quite a lesson to be learnt from what's happening with newspapers, which is catastrophic at the moment, where, you know, they've decided that the future is online and not in the actual physical thing, and therefore they're actually killing the physical object off. Online, however, is not making a penny for them. There's no business in online. I mean, content is free. It's a completely insane paradigm, the business paradigm at the moment, the online thing.
So if you didn't, you know, have a huge wealth of knowledge about fashion, at what stage in your career, I mean, when did you really think that Vogue, you set your sights on the Vogue job? When did you think you could do it?
Well, I didn't set my sights on the Vogue job. It was the second job where I was incredibly lucky. Right place, right time, and many people saying no to the job before me.
I want to talk a little bit about the recession and the effect that it's going to have on the industry.
You often see that, you know, difficult times make people think interestingly and differently and have to do things a different way.
How much have your looks been an issue in your life? Do you feel scrutinised? Do you find it difficult to be sort of under the spotlight?
Right at the beginning, I made a decision that I just was going to not let that affect me, because I was never going to be thin, and I was never going to be tall, and I was never going to look like a fashion editor, or indeed, as people always say to me now, you don't look like the editor of Vogue. Well, I've only been editor of Vogue for 17 years, so I mean, this is what the editor of Vogue looks like.
I'd just like to ask you, is ethical fashion or ethics within the industry something which Vogue has on its agenda every month to cover?
Broadly speaking, I kind of take the view that ethical fashion has to just be part of what we're doing, and that, you know, I'm not about to do a kind of ethical fashion page. I feel at the moment it's got quite a long way to go until it can be at that stage where we just include it. So it's what can we do to help it in its early days.
You said you want to write a book. That's one of the things, one of your ambitions still to be undertaken. What other ambitions do you still have to do? What's on your to-do list?
I've got lots of incredibly mundane things, like I really want to learn how to use my my Mac properly.
Okay, well, I think we're going to stop there, and now it's time to chit-chat and network.
To hear from a very, very well-respected figure in the industry like Alexandra Schulman is obviously a great treat for a lot of people who might not get access to someone with her level of experience.
Wonderful. I have to say I've been to a few similar sort of events, and they tend to be a little bit on the boring side, and so I wasn't kind of that. Again, Francis brought me over from Kokoza, so I wasn't sure what I was going to expect, but it's so lively and friendly, and it's a very different atmosphere to any of these other kind of business meetings.
Oh, I thought she was incredibly inspiring. I think it's hugely helpful to any new and up-and-coming designers to hear from an authoritative opportunity like that. And for those of us that have been in the industry for a while, it's a great steer on where we should be looking for new designers, and just learning more about the industry. Very, very helpful, and a great afternoon. Well done, FBC.